Really quick. Okay, perfect. I really apologize in advance, guys, if I get interrupted by my kids, but this is just the real life. And honestly, this is the beauty of coaching is you just make it work around your schedule. So we're so excited to just share a little bit about our team, about what you can expect, and kind of giving you some inside look at other stories from coaches on our team. So I just want to introduce myself really quick. So my name's Abby. I've been a coach for 5 years now, which is just insane. I feel really old when I say that, but I was just on Instagram story sharing this a little bit ago. Like I had never taken a selfie. I was this close to deleting Facebook. I never posted anything on social media, and I was working full time, not like your ideal coach person at all. But after I had my son, I remember I was like YouTubing and Pinteresting random workouts and just feeling super stuck. And this girl reached out to me, one of those total like spammy invites, quite honestly, that everyone hates, never wants to send. And we don't teach you to do that. We don't want you to do that. But she like totally cold invited me to try this workout program called the 21 Day Fix. Some of you might have heard of that. And I was desperate. I was working full time. We were totally broke. I didn't have the money to buy new clothes. And I just felt overwhelmed. I felt like I was failing as a mom, as a wife, as a full-time worker, just all the transition of life. And so when she was like, nope, 30 minutes, we're going to teach you nutrition, I was like, okay, I can do this. And everything changed. I lost the baby weight and then some, but I saw as I committed to health and fitness, and this is what you're going to hear about, I think, from our team, that we love this business for more than just like workouts, yay. But as I committed, I saw areas of my life start to change. I saw my discipline level up. I saw my marriage get better. I saw my patience and my energy with my kids get better. And it started to be this ripple effect that I was getting asked at work what I was doing, and I wanted to start paying forward. In the meantime, we were living paycheck to paycheck. My husband was in paramedic school full-time and firefighting full-time, and I was working full-time, and we were kind of just like living for the weekends, and it just felt like ships passing in the night. My son was that kid who caught literally every bug that ever came through daycare. He was sick. And I just remember crying in the daycare parking lot, being like, this is not what I want the next 18 years of our lives to be like. And so even though I didn't really use social media, I remember one day I was looking up on Instagram a recipe because I was like, oh, people post food pictures on Instagram way back when. And I stumbled across this girl who was doing the same workout that I was. And being the proud little stalker that I am, I proceeded to creep on her every day for 3 months. I didn't follow her. I never liked anything she posted. I never commented. I'm such a stalker. But I was so intrigued at what she was doing. She was sharing recipes, she was sharing workouts, and I started to see that she was also doing this as a job and helping pay it forward to other women, helping them get results as well, but also like taking your family on vacations and renovating their home and being present for her kids. And I was like, I want this. So I signed up, literally the last person on earth who should. And my husband, I remember I finally worked up the nerve after about 2 weeks of like tossing it back and forth to tell him like, hey babe, I'm really thinking about this coach thing. And I thought he would say like, that's a scam, don't do it. Sorry, there's a fly. And he was like, what's the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario, you get a discount, and he's all about a discount on stuff you already like, and make some new friends. Best case scenario, like this could blow up. And so I treated it like a business from day one. And I want to tell you just a little brief overview kind of about what we do as coaches and what that means. And then I want you to hear from some of the gals actually doing this as well. So as coaches, we have something called the 4 vital behaviors, and it's really the toolkit to success. So the very first thing is to just do yourself, right? To take care of yourself, to get your own results, to commit to your own nutrition, your own health, your workouts, your personal development, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And everyone is so worried about being salesy. And this is really the key to preventing that, right? Is you're just sharing what's working for you. You know, we have gals on our team like Audrey, who is like the queen of the meal prep and nutrition, and she's a beast. Megan is an athlete and she tackles like the fitness, and there's like different pieces of this that we all love, but you need all of it together. And so that's the very first component of what we do as a coach, is showing up for ourselves. And then we pay that forward to other people. So we connect with women on social media or in real life. In COVID era, it's basically all social media pretty much. And we, you know, connect with them. And so some of you may have been invited by us to join, or maybe you saw a post and wanted to jump in, but in some way, shape, or form, you get plugged into our virtual accountability groups, boot camps, challenge groups. There's lots of different names for them, but basically it's this private community where we get to cheer each other on. If you're in a boot camp, you know exactly what that is like. So we help them get results and just basically spread that ripple effect and pay it forward. And as a new coach, you can run your own, or you get plugged into stuff we're already doing as a team. So you don't have to come in and be an expert at anything. We just want you to start taking those steps. And we teach you exactly how. So in our new coach mentorship, you're going to get social media training. We're going to talk about branding. We're going to talk about what to say. We're going to talk about how to not be icky and spammy and salesy on social media. We're going to talk about your goals for your family. You know, do you have income goals? What does that look like? And also a healthy balance of your time management. As the world goes crazy in 2020, it requires constant flexing, and even looking at like Katie, who's here right now, her daughter has leukemia and she's sitting in a hospital room and working her business, which, I mean, that's what we were talking about her before this call started, because she's just amazing, but really working it around your family and what your goals are, which I think is super powerful. I'll talk about after the girls share some of the fun perks and like travel and things to expect and how to sign up and all that. But really in a nutshell, that's what we do, is we get our own results and we help other women do the same. And we just share that journey really publicly, which I know is scary, but it's also really empowering. So I'm going to kick it over to Audrey, and she's going to kind of talk about that a little bit more.
Let's see if I can do this. The kids are being in and out. So hi, my name is Audrey. I have been a coach a little over a year now. I started in May of 2019, and my journey's been a little bit different, I feel like, than what I heard originally when I started coaching, just as I've listened to other people's stories. So I like to share kind of the side of just how we got started. Originally, my husband and I were hustling 2 little kids back and forth to the gym during the week. So we actually had a pretty solid fitness routine. We were both working out 5-6 days a week. He was running. He was just like, we were gym people. And that worked for us for a season. But when I had my daughter, we live in Oregon. So once it started to rain and I was loading up 2 little kids to go to the gym, and realized one day that it was taking me 2 hours out of my day to go to the gym, I kind of had this moment where I was like, I'm not managing my time well. I wasn't getting results, but I didn't understand really why, because I was working out all the time. And so I had this and I was on Pinterest, I was searching all these things. We had tried all these different just like health and wellness, like products that I was like, oh, these are working for other people, maybe it'll work for me. So we were spending money that we didn't really have in our budget trying to find healthy solutions, and nothing was working. So we were just working out all the time and getting no results. So I had a friend who I went to high school with who'd been stalking me on social media Megan is there. And she would send me messages and be like, hey, I see you're going to the gym. I see you're working out. I see you just had your baby. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good going to the gym, spending a lot of money and wasting time and having to hustle my crazy life. It's fine. And I had this moment one day when like my husband and I had like this solid week of just like going back and forth to the gym, and it had transitioned to I would come home and he would leave. So he would go to the gym. So he'd have the kids, and we were just like passing in the night during the week so he could go play basketball, and then I didn't have to take the kids. And I was just like, no, this is not sustainable. This is not what we want. This is not a lifestyle that I want to really represent to my family, and it's not going to get us where we want to be in our health. So between the juggling of all the different things I was trying and working out like a crazy person, I decided to get a hold of Megan, who had, mind you, been messaging me constantly over the course of months. And I was like, no. So finally I was like, okay, fine, I'm desperate. What do I do? How do I do this? Tell me how to do it and I'll do it. So that's where I ended up. In May of 2018, I started with 21 Day Fix Extreme. I got all the things, signed up with the nutrition program, told my husband, like, you're tracking your containers. We're going to do this like all in. And we got insane results. And it wasn't even just like the workouts really, which has got me initially, because we were already working out. So I felt like fitness was kind of already kind of a thing I enjoyed. But I was like, what am I missing in my life, in my lifestyle, in my relationships? And I didn't have that at home, being a mostly stay-at-home mom. So that's what we did. I started just pouring into the nutrition, laying a foundation with all those tools and resources. I made awesome friends in the community. I've been able to do this with my kids, just kind of thrown into the mix, and we just make it happen all together. And that's really the best part. So that's kind of how I got started. And it's been a little over a year now, and here we are. And I love it. I love the nutrition. You can watch that. That's fine.
Where do I put it?
I gotta do the DVD player. Just give me like 2 seconds. So that's how we did our thing. Is we started creating lifestyle habits. We brought our kids into the mix. I started coaching and being able to provide income for my family while being home with my kids. And it was the sustainability we needed. So I feel like that was the biggest draw for me, was the relationships, the sustainability, and the actual lifestyle strategies that we can all implement as a family. I'm gonna go put Spirit on. Be right back.
Okay, Stephanie, I'm going to introduce her really quick. I asked her to speak. So Stephanie is a pretty new coach on our team. She works full time, and she has had a lot of success right out of the gate just by implementing stuff. So I asked her to kind of share about some of the big kind of fears and objections that she's been able to overcome, and just in the last couple of months, kind of how she's seen stuff change for her. So I will mute myself.
Hi, I'm Steph. So I started in May, and I tend to be long-winded, so I took a couple notes to try to stay on track. So since May, before May, I had really just kind of tried to do my own thing physically, just trying to stay fit, but also really have always had that whole, I just love my body. I don't really mind if I'm a little overweight thing. But I had gotten to a point where I was like, okay, what I'm doing is not working. And I'm just gaining weight now and I don't feel so good. Like my back was constantly hurting, knees were constantly hurting. I've always done dance ministry with our church. So that season had stopped. And then I had an ankle injury followed by a knee injury and was just kind of falling apart and was looking for change. And then COVID happened and I was on furlough. And I had completely stopped all ministries with our church and was like, God, I really want to partner with you. I really want to serve people. I really need an outlet. What am I going to do? And I really need to do something with myself. I was like binging Netflix all day. It was just way too easy. And I was doing like, I'm super creative too. So I did like, macrame or whatever, just arts and crafts stuff. But I was still feeling like there's something missing. There's still something missing. I'm looking for that community still, even though everybody's either masked or digital these days. So when I reached out to Abby, she's like, what made you change your mind? You followed me for like 3 years. You watched my journey. You even commented on my stuff. Like, what made you change your mind? And I was like, it's really just because I've got the finances to put into it. I know $160 doesn't seem, for me, it did seem like a lot all the way up to this point. It did seem like a big investment, but then I was like, okay, I'm on furlough, not doing anything with my time. Let's just jump into coaching and then I'll kind of do my journey along the way. And I was kind of where Abby was with, even if I can just get some friends to do this with me, I'll get my stuff, my supplements and things like that paid for. And even if I don't, get a huge income, which that really wasn't my goal in the first place, but I did want to see what I could do with it, and just see how God would partner with me in it and show up in his faithfulness and his goodness and, use my giftings, because I have a lot of giftings, especially with organization, which is kind of where I feel like really helped me to find my groove. It took me probably like 2 to 3 months to find my groove when I first started. But what worked really well was I had signed up with Bar Blend just because it was a introductory thing. And it's like a beginner thing, right, Court? It was an introductory like a workout, and it was dance related, which was totally my jam, and worked on low back issues. It was really good for core stability. I really needed all those things. And I had ridiculous results. Like I lost 15 to, I think it was 18 pounds my very first 2 months. I was like, wait, is that easy? I didn't change much of anything food-wise, but then I started honing in on food. And now I'm down 26, 27 pounds. And I'm like, since May, so that's, what is that, 5 months, going into the 6th month, And I just shared on social media, here's what I'm doing. And each day, like they give you tasks, they help you know what the heck to post as a new coach. And so I would just post and say, here's my workout that I did, or, I'm trying this new Energize to get me awake in the morning because I don't want to drink hot coffee before I work out. But I also was like, I'm on a time crunch here. I got like this amount of time before I have to go to work, and I need to know what I need to do to grow this business and do me. Like I've got to be able to invest in me. My whole goal in life is to find balance and self-care and to help other people do the same. Medical assisting is all my job, and I love it so much. Women's health is the actual specialty that I work with. But kind of going a little off track there. Let me come back. Okay, so my job, I have to be out the door at 7:30 a.m. So I get up at 5 a.m. and I start with a devotional and Energize because it wakes me up, and I'm doing my devotion and I'm taking a clip of the book that I'm reading and I post that. And I say, whatever I say about my devotion, whatever God's putting on my heart to say, I will. Another post might be like, okay, getting ready for my workout, or fixing up my shake, or whatever it was that I was doing. I'm showing the products that I'm using that are working for me. I'm showing the workouts that are working for me. And then I'm posting things like on an actual post, not just in my stories, about my transformation. And I'm not kidding you. So here's that first month of names of people who were like, I need to know more about what you're doing. I'm like, oh, I saved this because I'm like, this is pretty cool. This is a really cool, like, I'm just showing what I'm doing and people are totally in or totally interested anyways. So I took this crafted invitation. I had this email on how to invite people like to a challenge to help them understand what's in a challenge pack. And then I told them what I did, how I started. And a ton of people were interested. They didn't all sign up at once, but I think I got 7 people my first month. And I just kept that momentum. I kept that list. I kept going off that list, following up with those people. And then the more I would post, the more people would respond, the more I would invite. And I just went crazy with invites, because you got to do that. And so my 5 a.m. devotion and Energize to my, playing on social media was a little more targeted. So I knew what I was trying to do on social media with my stories and with connecting with people or inviting. And then I would do my workout from, what is it? I think I did like between 6:15 and 6:45, or like 6:30 to 7. And then I'd shower, I'd get my stuff ready to go for meals, which I had prepped before, also in my stories, like how I meal prep or how the heck do I get out the door. And that was the majority of our power hours that we talk about. I'm sure we'll talk about. It was these tasks that they say, if you want to grow your business, these are the most important things you need to do, your daily vitals. And so I did those first thing in the morning, so that in the evening when I got home, I was just picking up breadcrumbs and doing the rest of the stuff and making cute posts or making cute pictures with like information about salad dressings, or whatever I wanted to do, that I would be like, when I watched Abby's stories, like the things that attracted me to her or to her journey was, oh, she keeps it interesting because I'm such a foodie. I was like, I need to know, like, I'm way more in depth with my food. Like, she's very practical, very to the point. Like, here's how you can make it easy. And I'm like, okay, and then I can add my spice and I can add this and that. So I'm on that spectrum of food, but I really enjoy how simple it is to gather any type of person and just link arms, like, let's go, let's do it together. So that's kind of my story. Did I say okay? Did you have any questions for me?
That was perfect, Stephanie. Just hearing how you fit stuff into a daily routine, I think it's so helpful as a new coach. So I wanted just to share my screen really quick for those of you guys who are visual, and just kind of pull this up super fast for you guys. So we talked about the 4 vital behaviors of what coaching is, or being proof the products work. We've talked about personal development. We love to recognize and celebrate and engage. And then I want to just talk about time commitment and then kind of income stuff, and then we'll leave absolutely room for questions, or if any of you guys have anything else you want to share. So kind of jumping off of what Stephanie shared, you can make this business whatever you want it to be. I would love to have 8 hours a day to work my coaching business. I really would, because I just get so excited about it. But the truth is, most people don't. Most gals on our team are either working full-time working part-time or are moms or some combination of all the three. All of us are really busy. And so the time commitment that you can expect from this business is about 30 to 60 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Now you can absolutely pour in more than that. And maybe some days where you do, and there may be some days where you work for 15 minutes, right? And it's kind of the schedule. I rarely, unless it's after my kids go to bed, I rarely sit down and work for 60 minutes straight, but it might be 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, a really long bathroom break here. When I was working full time, it was like before work, lunch breaks, after work. So it's kind of what you have to do. But we actually have a business activity tracker. It literally lists out tasks with time limits by them. And if you're like a checkbox person, you can just go down that list every day. And that's as simple as it is. So really, you know, each day as a new coach, what to expect. And we plug you into our Facebook mentorship group where, again, the leaders on our team, Audrey, Megan, and just those of us who have coaches in there, we're in there daily kind of giving you some tips and tricks on social media or how to do an Instagram story or helping you with conversations. So you're never alone. We have weekly calls for our team as well where we go into stuff. So the time commitment isn't massive, but I will say, like, if you treat it like a business, it will grow like a business. It's not an overnight get rich quick thing. But if your 60 minutes are spent following the business activity tracker and not just like scrolling Instagram for inspo, like that doesn't count as work. But showing up, getting your workout done, kind of following the path, connecting with people, that really does. And so there are in just a minute, okay, go play. I'm almost done. There's some really fun things like in addition. Now this year, everything's canceled because of COVID, but usually we have annual trips. So if you help 3 people a month, which is kind of there's no requirements in terms of what you have to do, but helping 3 new people each month is really the baseline of success for the business. And so you can earn trips. I've earned a trip every single year that I've been a coach. This was our family on a Caribbean cruise last year, which was so much fun. I got to take my husband's always wanted to swim with the dolphins, and we were able to do that. And that was just so special to be able to kind of splurge on something we would have never done and go with friends. We have an annual conference. Last year was in Indianapolis. So much fun. This year was canceled. This next year, it's going to be in St. Louis. So a bunch of us are all going together. We do team stuff together, team dinners. We have quarterly events. And then for those of us who, if we have local teams, we try to pull stuff together. So we really are, I think, a relational team. And even if it's not in person, there's a lot of just affirmations, encouragement. I'm not going to say this to brag on our team, but it's been really cool to see, like, as Katie has gone through this cancer journey with her daughter, just watching the gals on our team support her and come around her and just give each other that community, which is really special. And I think in this industry, it's something that can often be seen as just really superficial, like, check out my sweet 6-pack. And I'm not going to lie, I love a sweet 6-pack, but I love that on our team, we go deeper than that. And we use health and fitness as kind of a catalyst for spreading this ripple effect of helping women find their confidence again and their joy and that time commitment and starting healthy habits for our families and being able to bring our faith into it if that's important to us. So it's really, really special in terms of that. Kind of how the income is, and I'm just going to give you a really broad overview of this with all the income disclaimers attached. But it does take some time. When I came in as a coach 5 years ago, I was told that most people earn a full-time income in about 2 years. If they're working or juggling, if they're only working about 30 to 60 minutes a day, you can expect a $50,000 or more income about 2 years in. And I would say that was definitely the case for me. 2.5 years into my business, I matched my full-time job at a university. I have my master's degree, so I had worked my way up fairly high, but it's one of those pieces that it took 2 years, and now I work an hour or 2 a day around my kids, and it's an insane blessing of what this income has done for our family. So there's 2 different ways that you can earn as a coach. You can earn retail commission. So you get a 25 to 40% commission on any product that anyone purchases through you. So anytime someone tries Beachbody On Demand or wants to try a beach bar or your collagen or whatever you're using and loving, you will get a commission for that. So if you sell a challenge pack, which is kind of what most people get started with, this is a year of Beachbody On Demand and then your product, you earn $40 to $50 on that sale. So pretty straightforward there. The other side of the way we get paid, and I don't want to go into all the details on this right now just because it's a little overwhelming, but we earn bonuses weekly, rewarding our team's overall impact. And so as you link arms with other coaches, Beachbody rewards you for them being successful. It's not a cut of their paycheck, but it's basically just saying like, hey, we can tell that your team is really growing and thriving. Here's some extra bonus on top of that. And it's great because what that does is, as a leader, we just have such a vested interest in helping our new coaches have that success right out the gate, earning more quickly than we did if that's what they want to do. So it's not high pressure from us, but it just is one of those cool things that allows you to get rewarded and recognized for the leadership that you're investing in your team, in your customers, in your clients. And then there's also quarterly sharing that the company does. They share a percentage of their profits each quarter as you get higher up in the business as well. And those bonuses usually a quarter range from about $1,000 to $50,000, which is crazy. So there's a lot of different ways to earn. And again, coaches come in as just a discount coach, which is someone who really just loves the products, wants a discount, has zero interest in the business, and that's totally fine. We have kind of hobby coaches on our team, which would be people who, maybe they signed up for the discount and their mom or their sister or their best friend wants, so they get set up with it, but they're not like running their own groups. They're not necessarily committing daily to growing a business. They just kind of do it for some spending money on the side, and that's totally fine. And then we have more business building coaches who, if they're not doing this as a full-time job, they have goals of it becoming a full-time job and they're really treating it like a business. And people kind of flex in between all of it. There's not a right or a wrong. So one of the things is when you sign up as a coach, your mentor, whether it's myself or someone else on this call, we'll have a conversation of like, hey, what are your goals? Like, where are you at? What are your concerns? Let's chat and kind of plug you into the right system of training and things like that kind of fit where you're at. So getting started, basically, if you're not set up already, you'll just get the starter kit for most people. If you've already signed up, if you're already in a boot camp, if you're already a client of ours, chances are you may already be set up with this. And if that's the case and you're not already a coach, you just pay a $40 coach sign-up fee that actually gets reimbursed within 2 weeks. So you pay that, fill out a form, it gets sent back to you. If you're not set up yet, you do get kind of started with the basics. And so you get access to, I think this one's actually a little bit outdated because I think the bands and sliders aren't 160 right now, but you get access to all of these things plus all of this. So you get just your tools that you need for success. We don't carry inventory. We're not shipping stuff out of our garages. We don't have to purchase products for our clients or anything like that. It's just your own selfish tools, like just the stuff that you need and want. And then you'll also get your business website, training, team calls, like all the events and things like that. So you kind of get set up with all that on the back end. And there's so many tools. Our back office is incredible in terms of sales tools and resources. We have our Challenge Tracker app, which our clients can log into. So there's a lot that we don't have to deal with. There's 24/7 tech support. So I'm not sending customer stuff out. I will work with them, but I'm not having to be the one responsible for like all of that, which is really, really nice. So all I do is really just show up, share my journey, help people get results, and that is it. So I didn't want this to go super long. That's coaching in a nutshell. Is there anything else that I haven't touched on that anyone else wants to add? If so, please feel free to unmute, or any questions that I have not answered.
Just saying, I'm going to pop on really fast. I think that the biggest thing that I would tell somebody who's interested in coaching is not to expect it to be something super big right away, right? Like I think that the more that you stick with it and the longer that you're in it, it just gets better and better. And I think that it's easy to hear veteran coaches talk about the community or talk about the results or talk about the money or the trips and, all these things. And I feel like it's really easy as a new coach to say, well, I'm not seeing any of that, and you're not going to see it in the first couple of months. And you might not even see it until, a year plus in. But once you get past that hump of, like the newness and whatnot, like it's so worth it. And so I just like to encourage my coaches, my newer ones, not to just, expect it to be everything that they ever wanted it to be within a couple of months, because it's just, the reality of it is it takes time.
No, it's so true. I always tell my new coaches, just like a new class or a new job, there's a learning curve. And with most of those things, you get like 8 hours a day at a desk to learn your new job, or you're in class for like 2 to 3 hours a day. And with coaching, for a lot of us, we're learning this in 15-minute pockets around our kids. And so you got to give yourself I really told them to be quiet, and I would bribe them with Paw Patrol. You got to give yourself the grace of being a beginner. And I think what has kept me around, when I started, quite honestly, I was not looking for community. I didn't feel like, I was just like, I just want to earn some money and I really feel good. And what has kept me around has been our team, and the women, and just the incredible community that has grown and just affirmed me and challenged me and kept me sharp. And it's just been so much fun. So really the next steps and kind of what you can expect is connect with whoever invited you to this call. Make sure they'll probably follow up with you, but make sure you're connecting with them, ask them any questions. If you're not signed up already as a coach, we'll take care of that. We have a new coach kickoff call that's going to be next Wednesday. That's going to be for all new coaches on our team, just kind of a getting started right little crash course 101, and we'll get you added to our coach mentorship and kind of just the first materials. Really simple, but just to kind of start working towards success, and then we'll go from there. And that's really it. So our goal is to get you up and running, working towards whatever vision you have, and kind of giving you those tools along the way. And it will be overwhelming, and it will be like, oh my gosh, what have I done? And you'll have all the fears and all those things. But what I always tell people is, hey guys, please be quiet. Thank you. I lost my train of thought. The biggest fears that I had were time. And I realized, even though I had all the excuses of not having time, I did, when I gave myself an audit of how much time I was just spending scrolling on social media or vegging out on Netflix after work. If it's a priority to you, you figure out how to make it happen. And one of the cool things with coaching has been the accountability of, like, I don't skip workouts. And I still have ice cream, I had it last night, but like, I stay more on track with nutrition. You show up for yourself more when you're leading other people. And so you and I certainly didn't have the perfect results when I started. And just like Stephanie shared, she got them along the way and took people on that journey. And that's so much more inspiring for people to see the ups and the downs and just the daily battles you face, as opposed to waiting till you have like the perfect before and after photos and you're a social media expert. So I'll just say, like, start where you are, start with what you have, because that journey of watching you become is the best thing that you have. It's the best tool in your toolkit. The other things that people are often really nervous about are social media. And I get that, it's scary. You can learn anything in terms of apps and photos and tools. You can learn all of that, and we will teach you. But what I love is helping coaches set healthy boundaries with their social media. I don't want you on your phone all day long in front of your kids. I don't want it consuming your life. But what I think it is really powerful for is we all want to make an impact, and we all want to make a difference for people. And it gives us a platform to do that, to share the things that we're passionate about, not just workouts and nutrition, but so much more. And it gives you a voice. And especially now when we're not, depending on where you're at, like Oregon, we're still super shut down places. You're not getting together with people. You're not necessarily having that community. And so it allows you to amplify the things that are on your heart. And I think that's a really cool thing to do. So don't be scared of the social media side, and we can teach you the rest. So hopefully this was helpful. Is there anything else that I missed? You guys have questions on? We good? Okay. Thank you for taking time tonight. I know it's a busy evening. I will close this down. I will share this recording with the leaders who are on this call, and we will go from there. So thank you guys for taking time to be on tonight. Bye.